Looking at the stage, it looks like Jay's getting his opportunity to shine, subbing in here what looks for Ryohei. And I mean, after a good performance from Ryohei, because it's a tough matchup on that Primo, what can he really do there? Surprising to see him being subbed out with how well they're playing as a 3. I don't feel like he made any mistakes or anything, but possibly they just want to play something where Jay's stronger.
It's always a great thing to be able to just kind of sit back out of the game though, kind of refresh yourself, come back pumped up and be that kind of champion moment for your team, and certainly it's going to be needed here as Raconic are resisting. And for Team Flash that were looking like they could have taken it actually in a sweep in a couple of moments, it's just like the perseverance of Raconic that I just love to watch in this environment, you know. It's very difficult to go head to head. Look at that as well, across the board, 674 damage for Reese. That is insane. I mean, 8 kills. I mean, it's just so balanced across the board. I'm loving it.
That might be a record. I feel like it's
very high.
I think high 500s.
I think it is.
Like Yoshi on Colette, something like that. I think was the highest. I think that's like 100 higher than what we've seen before.
Memory serves correct on pit stop on Heist as well, and there was a, you know, I think it's like triple tank. I remember in the August monthly finals with the highlights reel, and you're absolutely right. That is phenomenal.
Не знаю, сейчас играет. Сейчас играют эти какие-то.
The bag in such a moment as valuable as this is just amazing.
Well, showtime for both these teams here is do or die, as they're going to be going to the next day or dropping out of this lower bracket. Dry season.
Не, он уже давно идет, он за 11 часов. Я проебался. В ТГ зайти.
It's a tough map as well, you know, if you find yourself stuck in those back lines and against potential thrower comps and aggressive ideas, tanky ideas. I mean, North America at the moment are saying that 8-bit here is really viable as well. Ultimately, it does have that escape mechanism, and Grey as well, as we've already seen, definitely has that very thing also. And in Knockout, probably one of the better modes actually for Grey, in my opinion. It just leaves a lot of things open here for potentially exploring in the strategy, but I'm liking the bans Buster, Artie, and Mortis banned out for Raconic here. That's nice to see. Piper as well as the Gene and the Tick then for Team Flash, and it is that great first pick for Raconic. I like that opening hand.
Yeah, I do like that. They played it well in that last one as well. What do you think about something like a Meg? I feel like Meg's been coming in so heavily on Bounty specifically. We saw it in Shooting Star earlier, and I feel like it's just been popping up. But actually, Nanny available for Team Flash, and they pick that up and choose range.
A bit of wall break potential alongside it. Of course, if they want to have that long-range affair, then Nanny is going to be very good, especially again with that recent buff over the course of the balance changes, definitely bringing her much more into the forefront of the meta. I don't mind Meg. I just kind of am a bit concerned that if you find yourself out of Meg when you are stuck in spawn, you know, your opposition could just not feed into that, and you're very, very vulnerable to other brawlers. But Macy going to come in with Team Flash. I mean, you know, we already mentioned earlier that we're still a bit on the sidelines, despite what we've already seen. Is this the play? I mean, it can do a great deal when you're on the aggressive, but
сюда наш телеграм-канал.
Team Flash have been demonstrating that that's exactly what they do with that brawler.
Yeah, I mean, it worked for them. Why not try it again? I mean,
погнали, Валик, нафиг иконка. Да, вообще посмотреть именно чемпионат, мне интересно.
Really been looking like it's working for other teams, but this one convinced me entirely in that first set. Byron is up next for Raconic Esports, choosing some heals, wants some range obviously as well, and with Piper, Gene banned out, LT banned out, it's hard to find the range.
Ставьте лайки,
Byron's solid on his own at the moment anyway.
Certainly coming back forwards into the meta just a little bit. I mean, we saw it earlier today combined with the Pam, and you know, 2 heals wouldn't be a bad idea at all here. Raconic definitely a bit on the squishier side, has got obviously some self-heal potential though as well, greatly so. Ruffs is actually going to aid that process even more so with those supply drops coming in as well. So Raconic going to round off their comp with that, but Team Flash has certainly got the more aggressive of the ideas so far. The Grey going to be instrumental on the side of Raconic. That mortar really going to pack a punch. You know, if Raconic Esports do lose that control, find themselves on those back lines, you're going to have something else to have to worry about. And the Salty Barrel as well, great defensive mechanism also, as well as some considerable damage off the back of it. I worry with the Nanny as well, you know, with that return to sender in a game mode like Bounty. You know, that is really crying out for a potential turnaround for me, and I hope for the Raconic sake that they time those shots wisely to be able to draw
Не знаю, до конца может.
Yeah, I mean, I think that barrel is going to be so dirty, the salty barrel. I mean, like, Grey TPing in, throw it in front of you, tank it, get the splash off. I think it's just so solid in a matchup like this, especially Penny as well. Kind of preventing Ruffs from bringing sandbags in, whether he prevents him in certain moments or just prevents him in the game entirety.
Этот баг, видите?
We go one set to decide it all. Christian Lowe able to juke his way forwards. Once Reese goes on the aggressive and gets rewarded for it. The Peep trying to find the connection, but only finds the wall as Christian escapes by undamaged. I mean, beautiful work, a great opening from Raconic.
Flash are finding shots. Should have maybe had a couple of kills already at the moment, and this is.
Что, брали баг с этой херней?
Raconics aren't able to deal with it at the moment. Pull coming through, doesn't actually get through the wall. Not going to find that too helpful for the side of Raconic there. Return to sender, went towards that Byron.
Он играет,
the pull
он
through
в
the wall.
клубе.
The walking cane that was desired by Christian to get the kill.
Я бы не заходил, кстати, вообще.
Supply drop over from Toxic onto Christian. Now Reese didn't quite connect.
Интересный турик посмотреть.
Maybe just escape, but not really too much. And Team Flash are still playing defensive and trying to make up for lost time as we approach 1 minute on the clock. Reese on the right there's got to heal up a little bit to be able to come back into this fight. 60 HP now. Self heals himself, gets the pressure on. Mameshi falls. 7 stars and the blue for Raconic. This is looking so convincing so far.
Power-up's worrying and Suzuki has to get out, but he actually gets hit by the
Я помню, на кого ставил, блядь. А, на Team Flash.
Raconic now in such a commanding position. It's going to have to be a team wipe and more if they want to be able to bring this back for Team Flash.
And that Penny turret instantly
eradicated.
that was something of a bit of a helping hand in this
Иконик только знаю, блядь.
They just didn't really place it with much thought, and immediately Raconic responded. 11 stars now to the 3, the only 3 of Team Flash. We've got to see some takedowns from Team Flash now, or we'll be moving over to a match point scenario. Reese goes on the aggressive, does connect nicely. Team Flash are running out of time.
Yeah, they need to heal as well. I mean, the salty barrel place, that's going to reset his healing once again. Dash forwards and the stun's there, but it's not enough. 6 seconds just not going to be anything close to what they need to bring this one back. And even at that, domination and even a spin there from Reese.
It's not too late, Trav, to go back on yourself. You already done it once today. With this one, I mean,
Кто сейчас сет выигрывает, ты выиграл. Еще Месси пик, не знаю.
Who's we?
I still believe.
Типа тренер их или что, блядь? Это что за тип?
We've seen Team Flash respond in kind. Will they do it again when they are up against the might, the wall? That is Raconic Esports. Christian
455 у меня уже, блядь, этих. Я себе.
And that's the best we've seen Team Flash in this scenario so far in this set. So the
Не
question now
думаю,
is
что так много накопится, блин, на
how
самом
will
деле.
they hold on to it?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, just this lead can flip the entire game on its head because now it's Raconic pushing into them. They've got a lot of walls standing in between them.
Сам тренер.
This walking cane's going to have to be used pretty much
Кстати, да,
exclusively by
тот
Christian
самый
to break
тренер
some of
Бравл
these walls or
Старса.
drag them through. Peeps coming in as well. Going towards the Byron, might be able to find that kill. Doesn't actually get it. The splash with the sandbag. Suzuki's getting it pulled in, but actually goes for the damage instead with the super cycles. And Mameshi gets one too.
What a response! 7
Так,
stars
давай.
to 0. It's just a night and day difference for Team Flash here so far.
Но наши
But
пока и
let's
будут
see.
нормально.
Raconic have got some time here as they're pushing forwards, but it is notoriously a map where when you are in your spawn, you have some
Матч хорошо отыгрывает. Ну как-то, блядь, знаешь, звезды. Мэйси не очень. Найс. Я сейчас я подумал, что это голова, блядь. Это Нани такой, блядь. Пиздец, что это такое, блядь? Что за милипиздрик, нахуй? Закусти где-то, бля, попахало смотрит. Либо он занят делом, у него типа год по бабушке. Говорим. На какой-то милипиздрик, я вам отвечаю. Нихуя себе Месси, бля, нормально. Бля, Месси молодец. Но спин. Ну, Месси молодец, кстати. Китайцы, блядь. Реально Нани. Ну. Пиздец. Ну да, можно. На весосуны. Конечно же играли, просто я туда не было.
will proceed to day 2 as the number 2 seed in this Group A. My, oh
Токсик
my,
он
what a
играет,
time to get this right.
Чё за нефоры? Китайцы, блядь. Китайцы нефоры, считаю. Их то прирожденные, блядь. Крупа, решающий матч. Так, ну их одна звезда им надо. О, Нани, Ван, что с башкой Нани вообще? Что с Нани, блядь? Что сделали с Нани? Бедный Нани. Я вы пушите, блядь. Ну что за Нани? Посмотрите, это Нани реально отвечаю, блядь. О, Нани. Чекайте. Вот он, блядь. О, что это, блядь? О, что это? Добивает Байрон. Посмотрите его по звездам и бутанин. Блядь, Нани. Ёб твою мать. А ёпта. Какие-то хуйню ничего сделали реально. Сейчас им пушить надо чисто и все. Ой, бля, нихуя себе. Они сейчас их зажмут, думаю, Месси вытянет. Они гасы могут быть. Хуй знает.
I mean, he's going to be respawning as well, so that helps them big. Team Flash is going to walk all the way up the map, but it's still there for Flash.
Бля, да нахуй не проебут. Жаль. Были надежды, кстати. Да ну нахуй. А нет. О, обосрались, блядь. А на вас ставили, нахуй. Вы обосрались, блядь.
Making day 2, they are the number 2 seed. And commiserations for Team Flash. They put up a valiant
А цикл руку ему жмет, блядь. Бля, говорю, не сожру так. Посмотри, ну, в середине чел пожал руку. Пиздец. Пусть такой, на флеш ставь, на флеш, блядь. На флеш ставь. Побоёт.
The perseverance of everyone else in the global scene just really coming together and learning from each other. We've seen this year, haven't we, in the meta? For sure, at least I have. The closest meta that we've ever really seen, the most symmetrical across the regions that we've ever seen. In previous years, it was very much like, oh, that is a LATAM South idea, that is a North American idea. Now, it's just ideas that are working across the board, and, you know, I mean, Raconic, such a great performance, and proving so many people wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
including you.
I thought this, I mean, that second game looked like Team Flash as well. Even towards the end, it looked like they were going to be able to take it, but honestly, you know, I had faith in them from the start. I mean, Team Flash-wise, because they did play very well, and that's 2 games now. One went the way of Flash, one went the way of Raconic.
Я по-английскому шпилю, блядь.
Won the right game.
Yeah, the second game had me worried. It did, I know, in terms of my predictions at least, and I mean, what a way to turn things around. But
Признаю, нихуя не понимаю вообще. Ноль.
Because, you know, in terms of their LAN experience, certainly on the lesser side of things, as we approach then our MVP coming in, the stats pretty even. I've got to say, across pretty much both teams here, and takedowns as well. I mean, it's very, very evenly matched across the board, actually. Again, we were saying coming into this matchup just how close it was going to be, and we were proved right.
Yeah, I mean, that is the exact same across the board. It's kind of meant to be like that, I feel, because of how close that was and how good all these teams played. I mean, Sub and Jay didn't really work out in the end, but it was just so close.
Нахуй это показывать, не понимаю, блядь. Кому-то интересно.
Well as a team there in combination. And you got a feel for them. Both them and Chazmak have been knocked out of this group, but it is Raconic, sorry, and SK Gaming who advanced from Group A. Toxic being the MVP then.
Yeah, great stuff. He played a fantastic game. And the team as a whole, I've got to say, really performed as a unit. And, you know, what a turnout for them. Day 2 on the horizons. As, you know, I mean, that's where everyone is fighting to be. And Raconic, I think, again, as the underdog, we mentioned it a lot coming in, but they were just that, prevailing and going through. I mean, that is
День,
that's
красава.
the best result today as a squad.
I mean, two out of
Ой,
the 8
дальше,
teams who are
блядь.
gonna progress through today have already been shown.
Или я стоял на
Who are
Риву,
from SK
блядь,
Gaming and
мать.
Raconic Esports,
Рен,
two
нахуй,
very good teams, but
пойми.
in my eyes, Raconic were maybe the fourth most likely to make it through the group, in my eyes at least, and I feel like that was
За день, но
a lot of
это
the public
легко,
along with it
типа.
as well. I did not see that happening at all. SK Gaming, we expect it, right? But Raconic, not so much.
That draws a line under Group A now.
Я
That
за
is
день
all
тоже могу.
resolved. Let's take a look back at the bracket to revise ourselves off those score lines. Team Flash with that 2-1 in the opening match, but going forwards was not to be in that tiebreaker match where Raconic were able to turn things back into their favor. I mean, SK Gaming.
Когда я
we've got to
пушил,
discuss
столько
that.
кубков пушил, это пизда,
Really, really
блядь.
clean matches. 2-0 sweeps
Вы помните,
in
сколько у меня
both of
просмотров
them.
набирали
One
стримы
against Chasma
тогда?
Gaming EA, one against Team Flash to be our first team to qualify for day 2 as the #1 seed. And Chasma Gaming EA, I mean, going out to Raconic Esports, I don't think anyone could have predicted that coming. I
Тут
know
будут
I
Нави.
certainly did not.
Two in a row, two losses.
На
as well.
C-группе будут Нави.
Maybe we kind of thought it was going to be that tie-break match where they'd lose, but I still thought they'd win. I thought maybe even they'd go through all the way to the top bracket and beat SK. But today just wasn't the day. They didn't look like Chasmat Gaming EA against SK to start things off, and I think from there, obviously we didn't see the game, but the mentality must have just gone.
Yeah, tough day. And
Это
it's
еще не
seemingly
плей-офф.
starting to become a-
Там
a
будет
tough-
группа А сейчас играть. Б, С, нахуй. В 6, может, и в 5 часов закончится.
Let's take a look at that bracket and see, you know, where the heavy hitters could potentially lie. We've got opening matches of Chasma Gaming NA up against VN Esporting. That's gonna be so spicy, but I mean STMN clash, a battle for the
Где-то
ages.
плюс-минус
What
5,
is
там
not
6
to
часов.
love about Group
Я
B?
думаю.
I mean, you said let's
Они
see where they lie.
закончат.
I mean, all of the good teams lie in this group. They're so strong. Like, honestly, that's 4 of the top 8 teams here all in one group. It's so weird to see, but I couldn't be more pleased. Like, it's sad to see 2 of these teams knocked out today, but the games we're going to see along the journey, that's what matters.
It really is gonna be fireworks all round, and you know.
Не, этот стрим мы уделяем на вот этот. Мы тут не пушим ничего. Типа, ну и так редко бывает. Нам с этим играют игроки, потом брать с них пример и играть так же. Пикать какие-то пики. Кто, блядь?
Is so incredibly important.
Yeah, let's take a bit of a deep
Команда
dive into this
интересная.
matchup then. Chasmat Gaming NA versus
Что
VN
всё равно
Esports.
нормально
Naruto's from Japan.
играют.
Look at his little arm, he's got a little Japan flag there. He's moved. But yeah, let's take a
Я
look
вот
at
эти две
Chasmat
команды знаю,
Fade
допустим.
Toast RBM. Chasmat Gaming NA. What a roster this is and what a year they've had. It came down to the last monthly against Tribe Gaming NA, and they weren't able to do it. It was sad to see because the year they've had, they've taken down Tribe as many times as Tribe have taken down them, but in the end, it wasn't meant to happen.
Yeah, they've had a really consistent run.
Напишите Кусту от меня, что он долбоёб. За флэш голосуем. Впервые вижу. Не знаю. Их раньше еще видел.
Four monthly final appearances, so in that regard, a little bit less than Chasmac Gaming NA, their opposition. But, you know, some of the stats in the EMEA region as a whole haven't been great. I mean, a 30% win rate when it comes to the sets places them in a rank 14 out of
Какие-то дети, блядь, случайно.
16 sets won out of a total of 54. But as we've already
Тренер
seen
вообще,
from
блядь,
SK
ребенок.
Gaming here today, in the EMEA region,
Ну,
it
лет
hasn't
20,
actually
блядь, с
translated
плюсом.
to be the case on the world stage where it matters.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. There's a big but. You know, they might not have done well, they might not have done well points-wise, but they're a team that you need to be worried about if you're the opposition, because they're playing so well. I mean, they were playing so well all year long. They didn't have the best results, they didn't have the best things, but they looked good. Recently, they haven't looked so good. But today is the day where they do need to play well, and I don't doubt that they'll bring some good mentality and some good gameplay to show.
they do need somewhat of a redemption arc. One thing that I've kind of come to know about VNE Sporting is like regarding their results and the pattern of such. I mean, again, it was the best start to the year for them. That grand finals appearance against Zeta Division in March, where they did lose eventually to a 1-3 scoreline, but nonetheless, their best performance to date. Going towards the end of the year, it kind of got a bit progressively worse. Didn't qualify for April or June, and against Humble, they exited in the quarterfinals. That's disastrous. And in the Snapdragon Pro Series Cups stages, not having great results. When it came to the finals, however, they really did start to shine. And I feel like VNE Sporting here today, if they go back to their roots, bring that aggressive play style, they are absolutely Chazmak Gaming in that regard, who are in their own right incredibly aggressive on the field, especially at RBM. I mean, you know, give that man a tank and he will bring home.
Вот так, ну, Ноп сейчас играть будет, блядь. Сейчас Ноп играть будет, нахуй. Ноп это ж этот, блядь. Чел, блядь. Охуенный. Я его знаю.
That's how they roll. Max speeds, tanks, anything that gets you in the opponent's face. They're going to use it. Yeah.
They use it all the time, and I kind of wonder whether Chazmak might see through that and place it into the ban list, but they are
тренер,
the region which at the moment in the current meta are playing it the most. And you know, again, Mavis and Nob, I've got to say and reiterate just how dangerous those two are on the aggressive, the Carl picks especially. You know, that is realistically where things can
О, по регламенту можешь им так надеваться.
It's going to be such an enjoyable match. Regardless, you know, Toast as well, really great in terms of control. You've got to have some of that, as Rama is on the side of VNE Sporting as well. I think we've got ourselves a
за Ноба можно посмотреть. Если это тот Ноб.
Look how far the camera had to pan up to get to his face. Tall guy. I'm not sure how he's might have to play vertically stood up with light just like he is now to play, because I might be able to lean on this podium, but as you said, really strong team Chazmak Gaming NA, and the battle they had against Tribe Gaming NA this year to get to Worlds was amazing to watch.
It really was, and I've got to give a shout out to Toast as well. Had a bit of a tough layover coming here, and you know, it was held up by about 6 hours. But I said, you know, are you tired? How are you feeling coming into yesterday? And he was like, he was buzzing. He was really happy with how things were and couldn't wait to get stuck in. Look at that separation, 58% siding with Chazmak Gaming NA to the 42% of VNE Sporting on event.brawlstars.com. Very close here, and I think for good reason. I cannot wait to get stuck in, and this first draft, it's just going to be so exciting to watch how the mindsets of both teams are, their approach, their kind of strategy coming into this one, and do they want to keep some cards in their back pocket? I was chatting with Fade as well, and
играл,
very much on the minds of North America as a whole at the moment, and there's kind of more control-based ideas. Of course, Toast, you know, very much championing the B pick, and combining B with that tank, taking away some of the counter could potentially be on the cards for Chazmak Gaming NA here as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. You just never know what these guys are going to play. Their drafts are usually so strong.
Хуй, у них там кабан, блядь.
And that's just an NA specialty. Drafting is their forte. And now getting into it, we won't be seeing that Meg considering it's banned. So sad to see for Ark at least, because, you know, he was trying to go for that prediction, but we see the bell coming in first. Chazmak getting
эту, блядь. Ой, играет, забрали. Как съебать, может, нормально так.
You know, we've seen so much grey today, and it just works.
I've got to say, for me, that tells me that Chazmak Gaming NA have done their homework. You know, making sure that they are able to be inside the minds of VNE Sporting in terms of their draft, and you know, that's a great band to have alongside the EVE and the RT. And looking on the other side of things, the great first pick for VNE Sporting. I really do like that. It's a kind of versatile brawler to have, but long range is what it's
Мэнди
going to be
пикнет,
about.
а
Fang
Фэнга.
gonna come in. I mean, that brawler in the current
Если на Фэнга такой скин купил,
is
охуенный.
just so strong. And there is the 8-bit from Chazmak as well. I mean, both sides really here are in each other's mind.
Джина, блядь, кто
the heels on
пикнул?
top of things, but you know, the
Они.
Fang especially, you know, it's going to be marked up by the bell.
Тут без Мэнди надо пикнуть, наверное, мне кажется,
They've got to
сюда.
have one final brawler to round this off.
Yeah, and I think at the same time as well,
Пайпер может пикнуть что-нибудь. А Пайпер забанен. Мэнди, блядь. Есть у вас. Какой газ, нахуй, ебанутый, блядь.
You're going to be pretty good as a Fang. You got a Gush Shield on top of you, gets your HP boosted up. It gives him some legs in this game, but I still like Chazmak's comp.
I do like the Gus. It has fallen off though a little bit in terms of the meta
Он
recently.
удивляется, блядь, какой газ, нахуй.
Switch up and the change up since hyper charge
Шали бы
into
еще
the mix
пикнул.
now. And of course, those brawlers not playable here today, and that has caused a big rift, a big shift alongside that meta. But I'm really looking forward to seeing this 8-bit play itself out on Shooting Star. I remember so many times watching the BSC Monthly Finals in North America. Ash Clutch would always be in the chat saying 8-bit here is so free. Let's see whether that is the case here, as Chessmark Gaming bringing it in, and not a common brawler to see.
Yeah, well, it's laning against this Gus at the moment. Should have that speed advantage.
Почему не показывают, за кого я болел, блядь?
And 2 nest eggs already placed by Toast. Obviously, as you said, these long-range sharpshooter brawlers are what he likes to go towards.
Ну, я вот за это болел. Почему вопросы не задаются, не показываются, там как-нибудь хуйня. Ладно, похуй. Ждем тогда. Пождем. Что по качеству?
Just preying on the idea that they can get some kills and come out with something to show for it, and then try to get Viennese Sporting in a vulnerable spot. But Rama has now got super. The gut shield available. He goes in. He gets the double stun, but somehow, some way, is able to get taken down. Fade falls as well, though, and that's shifting over the stars. 7 now to Viennese Sporting to the 3 of Chazmak.
Big moment for Rama then, but he was traded out. Almost pretty much got all 3 of them. There's 2 consecutive supers. Pull available from Fade now, though, and they've got to get Rama down before he lands on them. Misses the pull entirely. Doesn't get anything for it. And the Gus knockback there, the Gus Kooky Popper as well to get some damage in, but quickly healed off thanks to star power from Fade.
Yeah, nice defensive play so far from Viennese Sporting. Dimensional Doors is available for Mabius, but Robin now, all 3 immediately have super for Viennese Sporting, and Chazmak may have missed the window. Let's see, shield over, Robin goes in, but somehow he won't come out. That is going to hand over some stars. 5 now for Chazmak, who is starting to close the gap.
I think he might have clipped the wall there and not got the full lunge directly on the players, or was it a bounce around, but has another super. Aggressive turret being placed, though. Kooky Popper's there, 3 super from but he dodges it. He uses the speed cartridge to avoid it, and Rama goes back to spawn, but I still don't think it's going to be enough. TP about a tile to the left to get the heal, but CMG can't get it done. Viennese Sporting somehow hold on.
Some incredible plays there from Chazmak. I cannot believe that dodge, but that even wasn't enough. As Viennese Sporting looking very confident so far. I was appreciating that Rama was getting super, because Fang can sometimes be a loose pair of hands here if you're not bringing in that utility. I'm loving the combination with the Gus. Every time it provided them value, and they came out with the goods. But Chazmak now a chance to respond to this, and this comp still has very much some legs in this matchup.
Yeah, great connections early on from Faye, but the Walking Cane doesn't actually bring him through the wall. Looking for a pinch from Rama now, but RBM's keeping it back. Nice supers there, the stun as well. Nice, should be a kill. The pull to trade it, though, and this should be a pinch in. Shouldn't be able to get out of here, but Toast now being pinched in, and he might need some help, but he's trying to run out with the shields. Gets the Kooky Popper off, and the kill's there, but the lead still with Chazmak.
Yeah, some trays there. Looking much better for Chazmak, but Fade is definitely the bounty for the takedown, and Mavis will be smelling it. Nob as well marked up, got to be cautious and not over-aggress here, and he has done just that, finds the nest egg, and that's more value for Chazmak, who extend their lead by 3 stars here. But as they do so, it does get scary, doesn't it? Because if the Fang goes in from Rama with that shield and Fade goes down, that is going to shift over quick.
Yeah, I mean, Fade is the prime target now for Viennese Sporting. TP available from Mebius as well, but obviously now can't take anybody else with him, so it becomes a bit harder for him to go in without Rama having a super as well. A few nest eggs being placed down the left-hand side, ready to slow him down when he wants to make this move, and it's such a tough pathway for him to go through. Now, just waiting for their opportunity. The TP's there, but he's just going to have no help.
Oh, the magic hand misses. This is going to put a lot of pressure onto Chazmak, but RBM with the taps there, absolutely beaming his way forwards. 10 stars to 5, and they've been able to defend successfully. So there'll be one chance realistically here for a final push from Viennese Sporting. They've got the Fang super to hand, but maybe it's realistically a knob. We've got to get theirs. Nest egg popped. The mark is there, and Toast is keeping the pressure on.
It is only Fade they need, though. It's 5 stars, and he's got the blue as well, but the mark on Mebius, so tough for him. He's trying to make the pathway through round the left, get a pinch in. The double TP's there. Can Rama get a super in time? He just used it to get out. Toast adds another one to the mix as well. Rama's one shot, no escape for Viennese Sporting, and Chazmak even out the score.
With a really convincing response. Stars all round.
Защиних я,
Find
блядь.
their footing.
Долбоёб.
The first game just a little bit slow to the mark, a little bit rusty, but
Я за
now
противников
looking
болел.
much more like their former selves. And again, as we've seen already today, so many close matches. This one off the bat appears to be no different. very different ideas in terms of the comps. Much more aggression on the side of BNE Sporting, much more sharpshooters for Chazmak, but both are working in their own ways.
Yeah, well, maybe it's just wants this blue star again and should be able to get it, but he's putting himself in a bit of jeopardy there. Gets hit quite hard, and Rama not got the most HP over the right either. Chazmak slotting into a more aggressive position. Vengeful Spirit's there, but the pull through the wall. Can he get taken down? He does. Kooky Popper's there, but Rama's so low. He wants his super, he wants some help. He needs to get out, but RBM has to retreat. TP from Mebius is there, but that's going to be into two, surely, but Fade's come around the mid.
Oh, a lot of heavy fire again with Vengeful Spirits and the taps from Toast. And Chazmak finds something there, but still behind by 1 star. It's BNE Sporting on those back lines, and Rama has super, as well as Mebius. That's going to be some of the same. A beautiful connection from Faye with the magic hand, and more stars over for Chazmak.
I think Kooky Popper was just missed there as well. It's 1 star to Chazmak now over the 3 of VNE Sporting. Shots coming through. Nest egg popped on the left-hand side as Rama tries to make his aggressive stance. Mebius TP again, same position as last time. Maybe he just wants to set it up, but he's actually going to go for the walking cane. Break up that wall. I don't hate it. Maybe still has some in hand as well, and I think he does. Eventually goes down. TP's there. Super's there from Gus. Rama's got the lunge. Can Chazmak hold off?
Nob and Rob have got to be so careful of these nest eggs.
Не громкий, наебал.
The damage booster was giving so much value to Chazmak, and now it's been depleted and eradicated. Pressure still on, but everyone on.
Почему они такие громкие, не понимаю, нахуй. Я отвечаю, блядь. Они очень громкие. Громкие люди, блядь, называется. Красавцы, бля, молодцы.
What a way to demonstrate an ability to handle pressure. I mean, Chazmak giving NA for what was a pretty disastrous first game to bounce back like that, as convincing as that. I think that says a great deal. What a way to defend. Looking down the barrel of a Gus and a Fang, do not want to be there, but they just stood so strong, and now, that is a spicy thing to see, because, you know, BNE Sporting with such an aggressive nature to hand. If Chazmak can handle it in Bounty, maybe they can handle it elsewhere.
Я за этих болею или что, блядь? Я просто не понимаю.
Just in time there to stop him from bouncing around and getting the damage. I think it was just perfect from Fade to get that done, and obviously the turret as well to add a lot of damage to that defense from Chazmak Gaming NA. So
Я за красных, блядь.
Maybe we will see it, but that was just beautifully played, especially from behind.
Я за красных, походу.
In that first game, they'd lost, and then they had to win 2 in a row, and it just worked for them.
Yeah, they were able to start to see through the timings of what BNE Sporting were trying to achieve there, and stopped going in alone and played much better as a team. And just a lot of the plays here, again, with so many stars to hand, it's a wonder that BNE Sporting didn't turn this around.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, that was the second game where they managed to kind of get going. Great pull from Fade again there. He missed a few throughout the second, but just gets the pull, I think, there. Stops him from bouncing around, and just really, really nice from Chazmak.
It really was, and a daring prospect to not bring in the healing puffs, and you know, to have that additional knockback from the Lamp Blur, rather. You know, that's quite a daring thing to have to hand, and to have those Vengeful Spirits instead. Bit of a tough one there, but maybe it's just the one takedown for him. But Nob had a pretty decent game on the side of BNE Sporting, but RBM with 6, Fade with 5. They're looking much, much better in terms of the takedowns, and that is where the set is won and lost in Bounty.
Yeah, well, we're on to Julian Beatles once more then. It was the first game of Group A, and now it's in this first game of Group B. This could be where Chazmak Gaming finish things off in this upper bracket game and knock VNE Sporting down. Or this could be the start of themselves in the first game.
Julian Beatles, though. Yeah, unforgiving man, you know. It seems like
Ой, я не могу. Ой, бля.
pocket as far as that's concerned for later. But the thing is, if Viennese will want to double down on the heels, I worry a little bit here for Chazmak.
Отец. Сын. Блять. Хули два скипера в чате, блядь. Это один и тот же, блядь. Чё вам надо? А, не, он апу себе, понял. Чё вам надо, сыновья, блядь? Чё с точками пишут, нахуй? С какой болею, я не понял так. Короче, у меня для вас важная инфа. Вступайте в мой телеграм-канал. Я ему дословно передал кусту красава, я створжу, бля, пиздец. Вот, ребят, ТГ-канал наш, вступайте. Играем. Это Отис, блядь. Это Отис, нахуй. Я не верю, блядь. Кого я болею? За красных, да? За красный кто? А, ну я вот за этих болею, короче. Я понял. Я лучше играю. Красава. Возьми с полочки пирожок. Потеряй и положи обратно. Найс. Отлично. Хорошо. Хуяется плавно. Тут они проебывают. А ёпта. Not starting strong, but when this Rosa super comes, when Mebius starts to cycle, that's when it shows up. And now Cordelius in the realm might have to try and get away from that, but actually not cleans him down. Бля, что они тут вообще сосут жестко. Налетай, налетай, Мортис, блядь. Че он ждет, нахуй? Пиздец, не держит, нахуй, понёшься. Saved his mutes, used them on the Mortis, cycled them out, and match point to Chazmak. Wow, unbelievable stuff, and we've seen this all day long. I'm so impressed with the way the teams are handling these defeats and coming back stronger. It's happening in every single group so far today, in every single match.
far today. But now, Viennese Sporting are in a bit of trouble. That game is going to be valuable, so valuable now to hang on to. They can bring this to a third and final set, but it's going to come down to these interactions. RBM stays firm.
Жалко у пчелки.
And maybe it's for the miss of the super there. Could have gone for the takedown at the very least, but comes back with nothing.
I mean, he did get the kill in the end, but it was a dashing kill and not using the super. Fade's going to pull back, water pull as well to get the slow there. Rama should fall, and that should open up the world for CMG. But RBM, he's just getting caught off guard by Nob every time. But the mute directly on the mortis there, and CMG once again walking away with it.
Fade is finding so much value. These shields are absolutely on point. And again, buying such valuable time as Nob comes in straight into the dark realm there by RBM and keeping up the scrutiny. Maybe it's on the right-hand side, is lurking. He's got better HP now, he can go in, but he's got to time this right. He finds RBM, he secures it. Now, Viennese Sporting get control of the mid, and this is where this comp can be really, really dangerous for Chazmak.
They're going to need it, but as soon as he pops the super, the realm is there. Toast got the mute as well. Going to actually tank it with the turret from Rama there. His ticket.
Ай, бля. Молодцы, хоть продавили, нахуй. Бля, Морсу бы не пушил так жестко слишком. Найс. Отлично. Найс, да. Красавцы. Роза плюс фрейм, два связка. Согласен.
It's just so close when you look at the draft, when you look at the mechanics, every single aspect of these matches couldn't be closer connected. And again, when you look at that second game and how convincing it was for Chazmak, they just turned the strategy on its head. And the response from Viennese Sporting then matched that idea. It's like watching chess between these two teams happening before our very eyes. It's wonderful. It really is wonderful to see.
Yeah, it is absolutely incredible. And RBM obviously just had to use that super there, but maybe it just cleans them up anyway. And it's at moments like that where in the second game they didn't have those moments. You know, they were just holding those supers, using them at the right moments, and that's why they won. But in ones like this, it's like they just couldn't do anything. And maybe
Они сейчас тупо выиграют, блядь, мне кажется. Ну, типа, гем они легко въебут. Ну, не въебут, а выиграют.
That's a play of the day right there for me from Mabius. I mean, wonderful, intricate mortis plays. I mean, it's like a highlight reel to himself. It really is. I mean, if Viennese Sporting take this third and final set, how that man does not get MVP will be beyond me. What a game for him. But look at the damage, though, on the side of Chazmak. 446 for Toast. That is so much DPS. So 411 for RBM. I mean, realistically, if you were to see those stats, you'd probably give the edge over to Chazmak and the results, therefore, alongside with it. But no, it is the objective where things matter most in Hot Zone. And Viennese Sporting, with that sheer aggressiveness of Mavis on that Mortis, just played it better.
Yeah, those heals were really something from that turret and the turret alone. I mean, obviously, Mavis is going to get a lot of heals off those supers as well, so it's a big thing for them. We're on to double swoosh now to decide who is going to go all the way through that top bracket to play in the winners finals, to move on and take that ticket, to take the ticket to tomorrow, I should say. But it's a very, very close game, so back and forward, and it's just all of the games we've seen today have been so evenly matched.
Yeah, and I feel like this will be no different, but the draft here, it's going to be so crucially important. Rosa, Buster, Ems, Sandy, Gene, there's just so many available options here to consider. Amber as well, can just deplete all the bush. Cordelis as well is a good matchup for him to have here in those bushy areas. And look at that, the Buster and the Rosa bad for good reason. And the Amber and the Sandy and the Ems. 5 brawlers there.
This guy just knows.
Yeah, I mean, it seems that way.
Just knows.
Crowband as well. I mean, that's already a great start for me. So many heavy hits, just instantly taking out the mix. There's no one.
Вас Корделиуса озвучили или что нахуй?
Clearly still have faith in that Brawl to do some work over here on double swoosh. Viennese Sporting up next with their first pick, and a a lot of the tanks are taken out of the way, and that's something that they do specialize in quite heavily, so might have to pivot onto something a bit more control-based rather than just running at their opponents and try and play it that way.
Если Бравл Старс идем, посмотрим, что там, блядь.
What do you go here? It's... I mean, yeah, that makes sense to me.
Why were you even asking that question?
That makes sense.
You know, you need no excuse for
Especially because Sandy's banned out as well, it makes a lot more sense. Same as like Amber and stuff as well, right? Not being able to get through those support from beyond as fast.
You love it.
No, I'm disappointed in myself.
It's gonna be a great thing to have. Stu gonna come in, which I quite like here, especially because when you consider how many of the kind of hypercharged brawlers that could have potentially shown an appearance now not in the mix, Stu makes a lot of sense, but it is gonna be great for maneuverability. I'm assuming it's going to be the mid of choice for being esporting. It's going to deter a little bit away from things like Bo as a mid idea for Chasmat Gaming here. They might want to go over Gene, but again, that's a dangerous thing to have against a Stu. It kind of limits down what they can realistically have. I kind of worry a little bit now as the draft unfolds. I mean, Ash wouldn't be a bad shout here, but it could have a kind of pretty heavy counter. Oats could come in. I was going to say it. I just didn't think it was going to be on the minds of Chasmak, but again, staying firm to what I was saying coming into this matchup. Fade backstage really has been flaunting just how good 8-Bit can be. And let's be honest, it served the goods for Chasmak in the first set, and I think it could well serve the goods again in the third. Combining with it, the Otis, yeah, I think that's a really good shout because tanks are a threat here. Otis for insurance.
2/3 of the prior comp, and it didn't really work for them, but obviously still have faith in those brawlers, just didn't really like them on that specific map at that time. But esporting still have this last pick. I imagine Stu will be playing through that mid, so probably a lane brawl. I don't want to say it in case they do just go for the Stu down the lane though, because that is definitely a possibility as well. Getting with the Squeak, and yeah, I mean, it really depends. They can play either Stu or Squeak in that mid. Residue's gonna be so strong.
Магазин будет крутиться 3000 лет.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting, isn't it? Let's be honest. But the sticky residue from the Otis gadget can really deplete those speed zones from the Stu very, very quickly here as well.
понял.
So that might be a strategy to employ because I'm assuming it's going to be the gadget of choice for that mid. It makes a lot of sense to have that when you are the gem carrier, and just to have more maneuverability always goes such a long way. But my, oh my, we are all tied going into this third and final set, and this is an important one for sure. Both teams will have chances to come. Obviously, the loser will not be exiting at this stage of the competition, but one less lifeline going in as that losers bracket matchup. Let's see an early residue gadget there from Nob, as you'd expect. Trying to keep Fade, but cannot find him. Toast as well, low HP, a lot of action on the right-hand side. Rama still staying alive, though. Spawn from Real comes in, and Fade going uber aggressive here.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Nice stuff from RBM on the right, but Nob just doing a really nice job on the left. Rama still dashing around, and Toast is in a bit of a tough spot. It might be cleaned up, but the wall saving grace for him. Fade just wants to try and make this play down the left-hand side. Needs to fly under the radar to be able to catch Nob. This realm does actually get past that shot. He misses the super as well, though. Should be able to back up quite quickly, especially with this pitch. Gets it back, and now should be able to sit behind this wall nicely.
Cheeky little jump away from Fade. And it's got, again, the realm to hand, does connect it, jumps back over on the aggressive and gets the takedown. Now he's got his eyes onto Rama. He can't close the gap, but
Сейчас стрим закончить.
will take it away. Now the mute there from RBM.
Что-то смотрю, когда этот вкатку
10 gems in the pocket for Chasmak and a retreat.
And a fat splatter to end it off as well. Mebius goes down there. Beautiful fat splatter from RBM to kill all of the support from beyond and get him down. Resets healing. Rama's the only one remaining, and what can he do? They might be slowed, but it doesn't matter. Match point for Chasmak NA.
A very convincing game. A very convincing one for Chasmak there. They just looked so methodical to get that gem steal. It wasn't frantic.
Match
It
point,
wasn't
короче.
chaotic. It was calculated. And now, just one game away from making it forwards into the winners matchup. And a chance then to have their eyes on that number 1 seed. Let's see how they fare. Toast in the mid as well. There, just trying to get some early taps, and does get them onto Rama, but it's Rama who gets the gems. Support from beyond from Megas on the left-hand side. Does then find Fade, and Fade can't close the gap, and that might be he just comes back just in the nick of time there, but nonetheless, being esporting have a much better start.
And Toast moves over there and resets that healing on the Tara once more. Now Fade reasserting its position, getting some super off that as well, but now does retreat, doesn't want to feed the Tara super. It's quite strong, especially in a mode like Gem Grab. Rama, all the slow and the shots coming through, but RBM cleans up on return, and now push control is in his hands, but same for the Tara, and that super is a dangerous prospect.
Yeah, Fade missed there, the connection. It allowed Mavis to get into a much better position, and now cycling beautifully. So many taps off of the Toast there as well. Another gadget keeps him alive in the mix. The Fade's still going to be there, though. He goes out on top, 140 HP, but 8 gems for VN Esporting. Chasmac have got to get a turnaround.
Down. Oh, I mean, they've over-aggressed. Toast goes down. Fade gonna have to recover those gems. Wants to go for the kill as he can't get out. Tries it, but it's just not enough. And this might be another double match point in the last chance qualifier. VN running away. Toast slowed, and I just don't think they can get up in time.
It just feels like nothing is certain. As soon as one game is so convincing, it's just fought right back. And VN Esporting are taking this to another double match point. How many of these have we had today?
I mean, pretty much every game except from like one, I think, has had a double match point, and it is beautiful to see how evenly matched all these teams from across the world in different regions, in different sub-regions are facing out, and how close it is. It's really, really entertaining Brawl Stars. And whoever wins this, they're going to go on to that top bracket final. Whoever loses it, only got one life left.
Everything to play for now. Comes down to one game. Maybe it's on the right-hand side. Swap lanes actually now as well. RBM, Toast, Fade, all clustered here into the mid, and their whereabouts made known to VN Esporting. 2 gems now, 3 for Rama. Speed zone still in play. They haven't really got to that yet on the side of Chasmac, so that's helping out for now. And now finally Toast does secure it. Pretty even matchup though for now. Rama's going on the aggressive, very early to do so.
Yeah, I mean, he just wants something. Out there. Nice shots coming in from Fade, though. Gets them low. Should be able to take out the support from beyond, and RBM cleans up left as well. They went for a little swap. Toast going to get slowed down. Picks up his third, though, and almost even. Fade just trying to slot on this right side. Wants the Cordelia super to try and get Rama in this 1v1. Gets it, but not going to use it. Jump out is there. Rama wants to pursue, but didn't want to risk those gems.
Fade healing now. Maybe it's almost got taken care of there. Has super now, Fade forcing then. Nob into the round, but Nob comes out on top yet again. But super great there. Cheek cartridge from Toast. That was very, very important. The Squeak running super sticky, so that slow is going to keep him vulnerable. So I liked the awareness to that. Mavis was lurking there. Almost got some value, but Chasmac were aware to it.
Fade's quite low here as well. Toast comes in for the overlap, gets the kill. Still got this shot as well, though. Not looking too bad. TP away available too. So Tara super comes forward, Squeak super comes forward again. He can get out the way of it. And it's so even, 6-6, but Toast in a tough position. Super's going to go down, but already has another to replace.
Yeah, maybe this is aware that it's just not quite working on this right-hand side. Goes to the left and finds better of it. Now, Toast and RBM with gems that are split. I mean, if RBM goes down, that'll be a lovely little thing to happen on the side of VN Esporting. The mute, though, is going to be quite essential here. If RBM heals up, which he is, going forwards, which he is. And now, Chasmac are starting to really fight back. 1 gem, though, for VN Esporting, and they will be able to count down. There's 3 down there, and there it is. Fade, though, forces into the realm. Avius, he's right next to Roll, but they're obviously not able to do anything until the interaction plays itself out, and he will fall, surely. VN Esporting are running away with it.
I mean, it looks like they're going to do it here. He's too far in the spawn. He makes it happen. The mute's onto Nob, not on Rama. They can't get up. And VN Esporting do it. Chasmac NA into the lower brackets.
Unbelievable scenes. Such a close back and forth throughout every single set. But for VN Esporting, a very important pickup.
А кто победил, блядь? Ассеты, нахуй. Красава. Nice.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, even from Chasmac, it was a strong opening statement, right?
Nice.
Chasmac started well. VN answered back strong, and then Chasmac just could not get the work done on this next one. It's really disappointing for them there, but they're obviously not out. But let's remember the group they're in. Let's remember who they're going to be facing. Clash or STMN, it's not looking good either way.
Yeah, it really isn't. This group was always going to be a tough one for North America, but that prospect is going to be a scary one for sure. Chasmac Gaming NA, they're going to have to really hunker down when it comes to that lower bracket. But we've seen teams like Raconic rise up from the ashes already today, and it could still be the case. RBM has the most takedowns in that matchup, and as well, the most DPS. I mean, it just goes to show how close it is, but time and time again, we saw this. VN Esporting in Hot Zone got the set. VN Esporting in Gem Grab got the set. The stats might not say the same story, but they are just playing the objective and keeping their eyes on the prize.
I mean, VN Esporting, they were a team who we didn't know how they were going to perform. No, we'd never even seen his face before. Never mind he's been out of land. We never even seen his
$5000 на
face.
текст выигрыша.
Who's this guy?
Но,
It's not, right, understandable.
пиздец.
Like, we've never seen him, never mind been at a LAN and played.
Сегодня пас, кстати, наверное, будет.
Expected him to be a bit questionable, a bit hit or miss. And they just played so well. If they can take down Chazmac NA, they can almost take down any team here.
Yeah, you know, so many teams, you know, coming in saying that they were so much looking forward to seeing the region's clashes. I was just looking forward for the face reveal. I'll be honest, like, you know, but yeah, you raise a really, really important point. When it comes down to the kind of the first early LAN experiences, we've got to question players and how they're going to fare under that kind of pressure. And VN Esporting looked very, very good. I've got to say, you know, as we mentioned coming into this one as well, like their performances kind of fluctuate a lot along the way. They're not the most consistent of teams, but when it matters, they do bring home the good scummy babies, right? Surely at the back of the mortars place, no. Lara, as always, gets the last word.
He always does. That boy, we're going to see some yawls on Twitter soon. I feel you all underestimate him. I mean, we've got to expect a tweet. We've got to expect a tweet from that man. And I mean, he really does deserve to tweet at this point because that was a really good game. And I mean, he's proven himself. You know, we question whether Europe could still bring it to NA, and clearly they can.
Yeah, I mean, for me, you know, just demonstrating. 2-1 again, another third and final set matchup.
Can't escape him today.
You can't write it. It's exactly what we wanted. Everything that we would ask for from a last chance qualifier.
Yeah, I mean, that has got to have been a great game as well. I'm sure we'll see some highlights here because I want to see what was going down. First set, we'll see which way it did go. Nice stuff from both of these teams, but Clash just could not quite get it done. LATAM, we've been scared of. We've been very, very scared of LATAM, that's the thing. It's because of what Nouns showed us in these games, in SPS, we were scared of LATAM. They just weren't able to do it against NA, but I feel like they're still going to have a say in this tournament. That means it's going to be Chazmac versus Clash, and STMN versus VN.
Oh, and I mean, you know, Bobby was always very keen to get onto VN Esporting. That was, I think, if my memory serves correct, the first two teams that were drawn in.
Интересно, сколько закончится эта вся херня.
And then it turned into sheer fear.
Группа Б, там еще группа С.
I'm so thrilled to see that all the teams so far today are really standing the heat. And this number one seed, though,
А что такое?
bring it back around again to that because again,
Реплей всех типа, которые играли.
They are looking really, really scary in terms of their stats, and this is what's going to make the next round of this so crucial to watch.
Yeah, I mean, that's how much seeds mean. You know, in these sets, as you say, nobody wants to face Reject. Come on, like, absolutely nobody wants to face Reject. So you've got to get number one. And then if Reject, the favourites in that group, get number one, then you're going to be fine. But let's be real here. They'll probably get C2, and if you win the group, they'll probably face them anyway.
I mean, the way today is...
anything can happen.
Do Reject make day 2 at this rate? That's the question, and that's what I mean. The LCQ is bringing so many unpredictable qualities in today. I love it. I don't know what to think anymore.
There's no predictions. Nobody can predict what's happened today. I feel like my predictions have just gone terrible on event.allstars.com because... And this is a rarity. This is a rarity. That'll ever do terrible. Never mind admit to it.
The predictions master reign come to an end. I mean, surely not, right? Surely not. Well, our next matchup will be STMN versus VN Esporting. Let's start first with STMN.
Yeah, Sans, Bobby, and Zar is the squad of STMN. Really, really strong roster. And I mean, I have my headphones on. They cancel out sound, and I could hear them shouting when they won. I wasn't sure who it was. Bear in mind, it could have been either them or Clash, but I heard some shouting, and clearly STMN reigns supreme. Onto the stage now they come, Sans, Bobby, and then Zar. Really strong roster. I mean, they've always got a new jersey. No matter what event it is, they've got something new on, and I'm liking these ones at the moment.
Хуя себе, пацаны, блядь.
Just the same as Chazmac Gaming NA did against Tribe Gaming NA. In their respective sub-regions, it was back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. And I mean, in the end, they didn't manage to make it happen. Luminosity went forwards to the World Finals, and they've had to come here and try qualify through this. But if they can beat Clash, they can probably beat a lot of the teams in this tournament setting.
Oh my words, what a matchup incoming. I mean, I love that VN Esporting already showed us they can beat NA, but can I beat the other side of the NA sub-regions, that is going to be a whole other challenge. I would say, like, you know, according to most people, STMN is going to be rated a little bit higher than CMG NA, despite not having the easiest year this year. STMN, they're still a fantastic team, and a lot of people love to call them LAN demons. They perform really well under pressure, plenty of achievements behind their belt, so they're going to be coming into this match confidently, especially after that victory against Clash.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with VN Esporting is, towards the end of this year, they haven't looked as great. They started off all right. They got to the first monthly, got third to fourth in Feb, second in March, but from there was definitely a downhill slope for them throughout the monthly finals. They started to drop off, they started to not even qualify, and that's the issues they had. Obviously, they had to climb back through SPS, back through the last monthlies to be able to make it to this position. And I mean, you know, there was even a chance of them making Worlds towards the end of the year as well. It was a big ask, but they almost did it. STMN, on the other hand, they did get some wins in their bag.
They definitely did, and I have to admit there is a little bit of a curse with STMN in LAN. I'd say they perform really well, and they certainly do. They do tend to get stuck at that top 4. They got 4th place at MSI last year, 4th place at the World Finals, and now 4th place in SBS Masters 2. Luckily for them, the saving grace is that top 4 is exactly what you need here to qualify for the World Finals. So, I mean, in theory, like, that looks all good to them.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, top 4's fine here. Lucky for them, I mean, they'll be all right by the sounds of things. But they do have to get this absolutely, I'm not going to say dreadful, because they're all so good. It's like the group of death by far. STMN, VN Esporting, Clash, Chazmak NA, 4 teams who, you know, could be going to the World Finals themselves. If they were in the World Finals bracket, I wouldn't question any of them.
Yeah, absolutely so, and I think that STMN and VN Esports come from very different places as well. STMN, their roster has been mostly unchanged, and one of the rosters that has changed the least over the last year. They played World Finals last year, the exact same team. VN Esporting, not quite the same story there. They are a bit more of a fresh team from this year. Now, they did manage to stick around for the most part of the year with some very slight changes here and there. They lost the A from A&R, really, but now
короче,
Scholars, they do look solid. They are a threat. A lot of teams scrimming them.
давайте это может как-то, не знаю, завтра либо вечером запустим, потому что надо сейчас бежать по делам. Бежать, короче. Ты что будет засчитываться? Вечером либо завтра запущу, короче.